my question is this a good result?
Is what a good result?
What happened yesterday in Minneapolis? Is this a good
No,
result?
no,
There's no good here.
no. Horrible.
Okay.
There's
So
no-
Larry's right. The cop did do exactly what he's trained to do. The technique is called self-jeopardizing. You can go online and find dozens and dozens and dozens of videos of the exact same circumstance. There's a suspect in the car. Cop goes and stands exactly right by the headlight, puts his knee or thigh in front of the car, and as soon as the car goes into gear, there's a bolt hole through the window, killing the suspect or shooting the suspect. Or if the suspect survives the interaction, they now get to charge the suspect with attempted murder on a cop. It is a technique that is designed to optimize risk to the suspect
Yep.
and minimal or negligible risk to the cop. Okay. And, I also agree with Larry that we live in a society, and I'm a Trump voter. I support these deportations. I support what ICE is doing, but I also recognize that if I want it to continue, they have to do so professionally.
Okay. Yemisi.
Great.
Okay.
ICE has existed in Democratic administrations, and I think the way that the president is using ICE is in line, like Larry said, with the way that he ran his campaign. We all knew that ICE was going to come into different neighborhoods, was going to come into your community. But by now, it's just, can we do 3 more years of this? It just feels like copy and paste in every single city. And I'm going back to my Kristi Noem thing, Larry, and I'm surprised you didn't say anything, but I'm running out of time on Kristi Noem. When they were talking about maybe Glenn Youngkin replacing her, I got a little bit excited as somebody who used to work in Virginia politics. I just think for the next 3 years of the Trump administration, if he really wants to accomplish everything with immigration and also maybe get some folks on his side, because there are people who agree that we do have borders. There are people who agree that we should have deportations. It's just whenever it comes down to ICE and the way that they are used, that's where we seem to kind of delineate. So
Larry, thank you. Thank you for that.
Well, the
Larry.
demonization of ICE precedes Kristi Noem. I did not like her use of the term domestic terrorism either. I don't think that the evidence supported that at the time, and I still don't think the evidence supports it. So I don't know if she should lose her job because of that necessarily, though.
Yeah.
And yeah, I mean, listen, to your point, thank you for backing up based on your understanding of law enforcement procedure with the question. You're right. I mean, this is not a good result, and this will only further the conversation in our country about whether ICE should be doing what they're doing in these communities, even though the American people voted for it. The way around it, again, is for local jurisdictions to stop trying to fight federal law. I mean, we had Tim Walz yesterday saying that he was going to call in the National Guard to protect against federal law enforcement. What is he, Andrew
Larry,
Jackson?
This will happen, Larry, again next week, and the week after, and the week after, and the week after. And I'm not talking about ICE.
Yeah.
Okay, like this is my
right.
point is that we do live in a society, and the idea that she was doing something wrong and therefore she had it coming, that is not.
Those aren't words that I would ever use. And I would not say she had it coming. I'm saying that she shouldn't have done what she did, and law enforcement followed their.
This is thematically, the facts on the ground are different, but this is thematically the exact same as Ashley Babbitt. She was somewhere where she shouldn't have been, doing something she shouldn't have been doing, but she wasn't really a risk to that cop, and.
I think the woman in the car was much more of a quantifiable risk to the police officer in Minneapolis than Ashley Babbitt was.
So I think you could. So let's look at this. Let's look at this tactic, this self-jeopardizing tactic, because this is actually why the point I wanted to make. If we all agree that this is a bad result, why does the inquiry stop? This cop is going to be cleared. He can't be sued. He's not going to lose his job. Like, we can put all of that aside.
I'm not sure that's true, but go ahead.
I'm pretty sure. But if we all agree that this is a bad result, we do live in a society. We do want professional police. Why don't we take a look at this technique and others and say, okay, maybe the point isn't to maximize the risk to the suspect's life. Maybe we want our police to take people who do something wrong into custody so that they can stand trial. Why don't we optimize for that result?
Well, because I don't think that it's fair to have a cop stand trial for, as we all agree, following his procedures.
No, I just told you he's not. I just told you he's not. He's not going to trial.
So the best way to address that, and it is a worthy conversation, is to address how our law enforcement are being trained and what their rules of engagement should be or could be, et cetera, et cetera. I think the problem here, though, if I can get to the crux of it, is that we have a political party in this country who benefit from the mob in the street. They benefit from the protests. They benefit from demonizing ICE. I know that because the fundraising emails are already out there. And that's the problem. If they could act like grown-ups in the room and respect federal law that they seem to be fine with when they're in the White House, then we can get somewhere.
They say that something that's easy is like a walk in the park. Well, easier than a walk in the park, hit the subscribe button, be part of the two-way community, never miss an episode, be part of our conversations. Thank you for your service to America.
And don't forget, you can now listen to the morning meeting and Two-Way Tonight on Apple, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts.